Warm welcome and a special welcome on this Wake Up Women series that happens every Monday 5 p.m. Today we have a special guest. She's Dwipo, our student, our Women on Wealth community member, a PhD, a professional, and somebody who truly took charge of her finances. So today we have this special person, a special woman showing up who today will share with you how and where she started and what is the next course. So let me see. Hey, hi Ma, welcome. Hi. I'm glad you're around. Haima is one another hell of a woman in our community, and no matter what challenges she and every other woman is facing in the community, they are just unstoppable. That's beautiful. Hi Roshni, welcome. Hey Shajana, welcome. What an absolute privilege having all of you. Hey Dwipo, are you around? If you are, I welcome you to join in. Okay, let's see if Dwipo is here. Okay, she's not. She's not. Hi, Curls and Food. Kavya, is that you? Okay, we have another Kavya. Hey Bharu, hey Anu. Hi Swati, welcome. Okay, Dwipo is here. Awesome Dwipo, welcome. Let's bring. Dwipo will join in any time, guys. So be ready. Be prepared. Hey, Dwipo. Hi. How are you? Are you settled?
Yes. Good, I'm good. How are you?
Very well. Thank you so much for taking out your precious time and sharing it with us here at Women on Wealth. So, Dwipo, straight to you. Please share a bit about yourself. A lot of our community members are waiting for you. So, go ahead.
Hi, everyone. So, I am Dwipavati Brahma. I am an economist by profession. I'm single. I live in Delhi. And I recently came across WOW and joined the community. And it has been an absolute pleasure and privilege to be a part of this community.
Oh, thank you so much, Dwipo. What a warm welcome that was for everyone. And now please start sharing. The floor is yours. So speak as much, like I always say, and inspire women. So could you please share about your growing up years? How was it with your parents? Were they talking about money, etc.? Hey Divya, hi. Yes, Roshni, let's join hands. And Roshni is saying she also works in women economic empowerment. I am glad. Go ahead, Dwipo. Please share a bit about yourself and your growing up years.
So I had a very typical, middle class upbringing. I grew up in Kolkata. Growing up, I did see my parents make financial decisions together.
Okay.
They would talk about it. And one of the habits that I had from a very young age was I used to get pocket money. So my dad used to give me pocket money every month, and it was something like children don't get a lot of pocket money. It was like I think like 10-20 rupees every month.
Okay.
But I think that when you get your first pocket money that's entirely yours and you can do whatever you want with it, it's a very nice experience. Like, you're very happy as a child. And so I didn't like I there wasn't much to spend it on because whatever you want like candy and stuff, my parents would get it for me, right? So I started saving. So I used to like keep saving that 10 rupees every month, thinking I'm going to spend it on something. And eventually I kept saving and saving, and by the time I was graduating school, and there was a farewell ceremony for everyone who's graduating school, and I thought I need to capture this, right? I'm graduating school, so I will not meet these friends again. And that's when I used all that savings that I had for all these years and got my first camera.
Okay. Okay. Got that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was Nice. Like my first purchase with my savings.
Wow, got that. Got that. You're reminding me of the time. So I used to get about 500 every month, Dwipo from my dad as pocket
Mhm.
money. And it was a clear rule with him that only if you ask for that money will you receive it. Otherwise, no. So he wasn't the type, or he is still, I don't think my dad is the type who will give money if you don't ask. So you have to really ask. He grilled it and asked my brother and I. So I had
Right.
to ask and I had to go and remind him that, okay, it is the 7th of the month, so give me money. And I used to
Mhm.
kind of save most of it and, throw big birthday parties for my friends. So I think, yeah, similar stories. I just so connect with that. And what did you learn from all that growing up time when you kept saving all that money and when you really wanted, you could spend it on that camera? So what were your learnings?
So I think when you're looking back, I feel that what I learned was it's important to like forego current whatever current any kind of like cravings that you might have like you want to spend it right away. So if
Right.
you force yourself to save for the future, it gives very good returns. So like I'm glad I didn't spend that money every month and I kept saving it. I got to purchase something big.
Wow. And you're giving everybody a lesson on financial integrity. At Women on Wealth, we call exactly this thing financial integrity, where we are able to balance between the current gratification and our goals. And what you're talking is so valuable, Dwipo, that often a lot of us are just completely spending all that we have,
Right.
or we are completely saving all that we have. I mean, either we are just living in the current financial situation or immediate gratification, or we are living in the financial goals which are in the future. So
Right.
that balance that you're talking about somewhat is
Mhm.
something that I so connect with, because without financial integrity, it is very, very difficult to actually build all that financial abundance or all that money for our goals. It's just not
Right.
possible. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Got
True.
that, got that. So there was already a lesson for you that, okay, don't spend on immediate gratification, save up the money, save up for the future goals. And
Yeah.
and how did it feel when you could buy that camera? Because I think that is what we all live for.
So good. It felt so good. Like this was something I did not have to ask my parents for because I had already saved that money and I could just buy it myself. It felt very liberating. Yeah.
Got it. Wow, liberating. I mean, I think because all of us are a community, like we are a community of women investors, and I think even I mean, each one of us women really connect with these words: liberating,
Yes.
freedom, independence. I think this is like really us.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
So that was another experience. What more? Dvipo, when you said that, hey, you noticed that your parents were interacting about money, they were discussing it.
Yeah.
Was it a happy discussion? Was it something that even you could participate in as a child, or were you like asked to stay out, or you never participated yourself? How was it?
So I didn't, well, my parents wouldn't actively, they would discuss money around us. So me and my brother growing up, we weren't always a part of the decision making process, but we knew what was happening. So they wouldn't try to hide it. It was
Got it.
happening around us. And they were very, they had open conversations about it, planning big purchases or planning, savings or investments. We kind of had an idea that, something is, that they're discussing something.
Okay. And that
So
was a happy discussion. It was an easy conversation around money.
yeah, that was good
Wow.
conversation. Yeah.
Okay. And then what? How did life take its turn? So keep sharing.
So as I shared, I'm an economist. So I spent my 20s in school. So I got like a lot of degrees, and I started my earnings journey very late. So I started earning, like got my first job a couple of years ago. And throughout when I was a student, I was doing my PhD. We get a stipend, and a stipend is usually enough to cover your living expenses.
Right.
And even out of that, I managed to see, I realized that my living expenses were less than what the stipend was offering. So I was able to save a little bit, and I kept saving it for a rainy day. Like, what if something goes wrong? And I was living in the US at the time. So
Okay.
medical expenses are very expensive. I mean, medical expenses
Yeah.
are very expensive in the US.
Yeah. Yeah.
So most of us keep saving for emergencies, like, what if you fall sick, or what if you break something and you have to go to the hospital. And I didn't really invest that money. So I saved it. And then after I graduated, I decided to spend a little bit of that on myself. And I went on a vacation in the US.
Wow.
And that was again a very liberating feeling, traveling alone, having saved all this money after working hard for so many years. I could live in the kind of hotels that I wanted. I could take a flight to anywhere I wanted. I didn't have to take a bus or a train in order to save money. So I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I didn't, spend the entire stipend.
Right.
Yeah, that gratification was very good. Yeah.
Got that. So what I'm learning about you, Dvipo, is that for you, you understand how to save money, even from that little stipend, little pocket money. Like you're somebody, and I want to really acknowledge you that it is something to actually save money from whatever little you have, and then be able to spend it later at a later point on something that you so want. I mean, you look at your camera story, you look at this story of taking a solo trip, they're both very similar. Talk about your values and your habits. What do you have to say on that?
Oh, I really love how you put it. I didn't think about it that way. But yeah, I mean, I realized that like saving is a habit,
Right.
and you have to, start. Sometimes it's hard, and it's all about like training yourself and building that mindset.
Yeah.
And I think once you get a sense of saving something, and I mean, saving and then buying something later, and you know what that feels like, the second time you try to do it, it's a lot easier because
Yeah.
you remember how you felt when you saved, and then when you actually got something out of it.
Got it. Got it. And then how did Women on Wealth happen for you? Like because you were good at
Yeah.
saving and you were spending it, so what happened?
Yeah, so I was good at saving, and then I started my new job, and even then, I was able to save, and then I realized that all I'm doing is saving. I'm not investing this. So
Got it.
saving alone is not enough. I fell back into my habit of saving money in the savings account, and that was it. And so I was like, and then I realized this is not going to be enough, right? Because nothing is happening to that money. It's just stagnant.
Right.
And so then I started looking for where to invest, and I asked my family members, and you get the typical advice from family members about safe instruments. You do an FD, do a NSC, and all of this.
Right.
And that is something, from childhood I had that habit. So FD is something I had done already. And I'm like,
Okay.
yeah, I know this. No,
Okay.
this is pata hai. But like, what more? Because that alone isn't going to be enough, and they don't. These instruments are not going to, build your retirement fund or build whatever I want.
Right.
And that's when I started looking for somebody who would give me financial education. Instead of telling me do this, do that, because I was not looking for advice. I was like, I will decide
Wow.
what I want with my money, but I want someone who will tell me how to decide.
Right.
And that's when I chanced upon Wow.
Dvipo, I want to say I love you for this. I really love you for this because I am dying to meet women who say, "Hey, I don't want advice. Don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me to depend on you. You tell me how to take a decision. You tell me how to make an independent financial decision." And I think this community actually belongs to women like you. Actually, like really, because I mean, look at it, people. I think I have gone crazy for 10 years telling women that, yeah, tips are all around us. There is advice all around us. And still, such few women when you count wealth creators. Such
Yes,
few women. Uh,
totally. And you
And
know, advice,
go
like
ahead. Yes.
advice is usually never in your best interest, because what you should do is something that depends entirely on you and your circumstances, and it is very specific to that individual. So
Right.
advice always like, one size fits all, do this, do that. It's never appropriate for everyone. So you
Right.
have to find that plan or that investment or whatever works for you,
Right.
and
Right.
you can do that.
Awesome. Awesome. I love that approach. I think it also is coming from your educational background, and I want to congratulate you on that, because you know how, as PhDs, we want to research, we want to learn, we want to gain that knowledge instead of
Right.
just doing the regular stuff, right?
Yes,
So,
yes,
yeah, I just love that approach. And hey, women, if you're listening, please listen to Dwipo. I want to tell you this because this is the approach each one of us needs to have, which is an educated approach to our finances. And I am borrowing what Dwipo said right now, that there is no one size fit all for finances. So, Dwipo, what did you find for yourself in the courses?
Oh, a lot of things, Priyanka. So I think the best thing that I got out of this course is how to plan. So I'm a planned person in general, but when it came to finances, I had no clue where to start.
Right.
So the best thing, like I got a lot of things out of the courses, but I think the best thing I got was how to create a plan.
Got that. Right. Got it.
And yeah, and then of course, how to identify good instruments, how to identify like, which one would work for me. And I also found that um, unknowingly, I had also created two of the three financial pillars, which I did not know. Like
Right.
I was going to, if I hadn't met Wow, I hadn't found this community, I would probably have done things differently, and they might have been wrong.
Got
So
it.
I realized that, like, I know I've already built my emergency fund,
Yeah.
which that was an eye opener for me.
Awesome. And that is the side effect of being a saver, right? I mean,
Yes,
emergency fund for you was like a side effect because you don't know that emergency fund is a pillar that everybody needs to have for their financial security, but it's just
yes,
built because you saved money.
yes, exactly. It just by default happened.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you know what I want to say? Um, Good habits have like these great benefits that they bring along. So I think
right.
you just reaped what you sowed is how I would put it, right? And
Yes,
now it's like going to your next level with your finances, with investing your money, right? Uh,
right.
for everybody who's watching and you may not know what an emergency fund is, so I'm quickly putting it up out for you. Emergency fund is a fund, a corpus, a small amount of money that you put together to deal with any emergency situation which might show up in your life. So, well, coronavirus crisis has really woken all of us up
Yes.
to a lot of emergencies that can show up, and it is critical that we be prepared for all financial uncertainties. So that is what Dwipo is talking about, that she is prepared with her emergency fund, and which is the second pillar that was already there for you, Dwipo.
So I had gotten a good health insurance done. So that
Oh,
was byproduct of my job.
uh-huh.
And first, when I was getting that health insurance, I was a little skeptical. I was like, why do I have to pay so much premium? And no, I'm not ill. I'm healthy and all of that.
Right.
But then I thought, okay, this is a long-term investment in myself. And I went ahead and got it. And then through the WOW program, I realized, I had chosen the right one.
Okay, that was by chance.
Yeah, that was
Got it.
again by,
Got it.
yeah.
So everybody who's listening again, health insurance, it's an insurance plan you take to cover yourself for any medical issues, any health issues you may have. And in the Money Gym program, we talk about the step-by-step process on what all you need to read when you look at a health insurance document. A lot of us don't read that document, or yeah, we don't even get deeper into what our agent is telling us. So it is critical that we learn these things, other than of course investing our money well and building that financial plan. So Dwipo, now how is life? What is the impact on you? uh, of the program, of all the work you put in with your finances. So where do you see yourself now? How are you confident? Are you feeling safe? Go ahead.
Oh, it's a lot more confidence, so much more clarity. So now, I pay more attention to financial news. I make it a point, like I've made financial news a habit. And that is a byproduct of doing this program. So yeah, and yeah, I have like started investing based on the knowledge that I have gained. I've created my plan of what my goals and how to reach them and the time frame it will take to reach each of these goals. So I feel a lot more settled in that aspect of my life. That I feel like I've put things on autopilot. Things will happen as time goes,
Right.
and it's a very a settling feeling that one less thing to worry about in life.
Oh, how sweet was that? I love what you created. Hey, one less thing to worry about. How's that? I love that. And yeah, Dwipo, I have met so many women talk about so many different kinds of financial stress they have, the financial insecurity that they have. And today, to see you come to a place where you're saying, hey, I feel I'm financially settled. And I want to really again borrow your word and say and that is liberating to hear even. I don't know how you feel about it, but this is like really liberating to hear that okay, one more woman at Women on Wealth educated financially and creating a financial abundance for herself. Anything you want to add for anyone who is listening?
Oh, I would say that, this was one of the best like investments I made in myself. And over the years, I've seen that things you do for yourself end up giving like the highest return and than anything else. So and in India, financial education is really sparse in women. I see that amongst my friends. I see that amongst my family members. Most women I know still depend on their fathers or grandfathers. I was lucky in the sense that, my family did impart some amount of financial education. I knew about some kinds of instruments. My grandfather actually taught me how to file, or he pushed me to learn how to e-file taxes. Even before like I was filing my own taxes, he pushed me to learn how to e-file taxes. So I was lucky that way. But that's not true for a lot of women in India. And so the best thing that you can do is just learn this. It's not that hard. And we often tend to have this feeling, that financial stuff it's very hard to learn and you have to be good with numbers and all of that. And none of that is true. I feel it's a question of learning. There are systems, and if you learn the system once, it will give you benefits for the rest of your life.
I love what you created again. Finance is a system. It is not a gender role at all, like so many of us believe. And I so agree with you when you say, I mean, even still today, we are the new age women, and when it comes to finances, we're still dependent. Husband,
Yes.
father, broker, somebody or the other we're still dependent on. We're still, we've still not woken up to financial education, is how I feel.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. And I am glad, Dwipo, that, you met us and we met you. I think we are made for each other, is how I'll put it. And it is fun to be together. We are better together. And
Yes,
yeah, another
I,
conversation.
I,
Yeah, go ahead.
I said, I'm so glad I found this community. And I found this community exactly when I was looking for it. So it kind of, it was a very good match. And yeah, I hope you find it. I mean, I hope you reach your goals very soon of educating more and more women with financial education because it is really, really needed right now.
Got that. Thank you for those warm wishes, Vipo. And you know what my heart says, that you be blessed with everything that you want in your life, financially or otherwise. And
Thank you.
the same prayer and blessing I have for each woman in our community. On that note, let's check out what our women are saying here. Hey, Anita, hi. Thank you for joining in. Okay. We have a lot of community members watching today. Awesome. Roshni saying, glad to meet you all. Hey, Bhagya, hi. Roshni saying she needs an economist now. Okay. You need financial education, not economist. Trust you me. Hey, Anu, Divya. Yes. Wow. Superb. Everybody. So many of us are here. Okay. Anybody here? Any questions? Anything you want to say? Okay. Water baby M. She's saying so inspiring. Thank you, Dweepo. Got that. Okay, hi Ma. So happy to connect with you, Dweepo. Hearing all your story feels like women with wings, like butterfly enjoying the beauty of life. Awesome, hi Ma. Thank you for showing up, taking value, and really encouraging your fellow community members. Okay, Ankita is saying, could you please give a small gist on health insurance, especially what we should see? It's such a large topic, Ankita. Very difficult to cover it in the next few minutes. It's a very, very long topic. We take at least 1 hour session just to talk about financial security and its pillars, and health insurance is one of them. So, yeah, show up for the sessions is what I will say. Bhagya Singh, it's refreshing to hear from you, Dweepo. Oh, how sweet. Jina, okay, Dweepo, this is a question from Jina for you. She's saying, what is your best learning from this lovely community? Go ahead. Would you like to try that on?
My best learning is the plan I created to reach my goals. That is absolutely awesome. I mean, I just learned that it's not something that it's not a question of what I want to do right now, but it's a question of what I do now, and then what I do tomorrow, and what I do day after tomorrow, and every step which builds on the step I create before. So it's the plan and I think for everybody who's thinking of getting a financial education, that plan that you will build for yourself is going to be the best thing that you get out of it.
Got that, Dweepo. Thank you for saying that. And you by speaking with you and really listening with you, what's opening up for me is, at the end of the day, you want to be successful at anything. What you need is a system, a certain plan, and then the habit to be consistent with that plan.
Yes.
I think, I attribute my financial success, or, any success that I have, to the habits that I have and how I think. I mean, the mindset that I have, because actually all of that put together helps you master a subject and then put it on autopilot.
Yes, absolutely. You are not going to build something in one day, but you have to make a plan so that what you do today counts and helps you build what you want to do tomorrow, and then that will help you build what you want to do the day after, and so on.
Awesome. Yeah. And like one of my mentors used to say this, and I repeat it for our community: you just have to improve 1% a day and you'll be 37 times ahead in 1 year's time. So yeah, I just so connect with what you say. Just improve 1% a day, and that's about it. Just do that 1%. You have more love coming in, Dweepo. So Bhavna is saying, great to know Dweepo's story. Radhika is saying she's inspired. Awesome. Anyone else? You want to say anything? Okay. We have Precious Findings Imprints. I'm sorry, I don't know your name. Okay, it's Shreya. Got that. It's Shreya. She's saying it is really inspiring to hear you both speak, Dweepo and Priyanka. Thank you for that. Okay, Design Brilliance Blueprint. That is Seema Seth, our community member. She's saying, way to go, girls. Bhagya saying, it's refreshing to hear you, Dweepo. Got that. Thank you so much. Everybody who listened through and gave anything. And Dwipo, hey, thank you. Thank you for coming, sharing your precious time with us. And we know how precious this time is because even you are not going to get this time back from your life. So thank you for really sharing it with us and waking women up to their finances and financial education. We are indebted. This community is indebted to you for this gesture. Loads of love and may financial abundance be in your life forever.
Thank you so much, Priyanka. And I'm so glad to have found this community. So
Thank
thank you,
you.
everyone.
Thank you. Closing the live. Hey, Mamta, got your question. Next time we will definitely answer it. Take charge. Stay safe. Bye-bye, everyone.